me actually kick off by saying that if it's not a PR gimmick, probably then we are just looking at it like that.
This one?
If it's not a PR gimmick.
No, let's be honest. I'm trying to say something. There's a publication in the newspaper.
No, NY. There are more things that have been even published in elsewhere that are PR gimmicks. The reason why I said this and I'm saying that if it's not a PR gimmick, because this one took like about 2 years. And why is it at the time that the Wildaland is actually coming back? This is the reason why I'm also digging deeper beyond what I'm seeing.
This is because it has now been published.
No, NY. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That you see, that is why I'm saying that the information out there now, if it's not a PR gimmick for the event, because first of all, if it has now been published, because it means that now that the event is coming back, we need to
hold on. There's a reason why I want to interject. And yes, I agree. There could be a PR gimmick to it. I mean, people do all that, but if you read what is in the newspaper, do you know that judgment for this particular case was somewhere in July? Judgment was awarded in July. But hold on, I'm explaining something. Judgment for this was awarded.
My brother, I know.
No, you see, I'm trying to tell you something. I'm trying to tell you something about
just tell
why.
Me all that.
Why?
Then I also tell you why I'm also saying what I'm saying.
So let me tell you something.
Okay.
Now, judgment was awarded in July. But with the courts, when a party is perhaps not present in court and judgment is awarded, you need to find a way to make sure that the person has it. Now, when you make all efforts to reach the person and you don't get to the person, then the judge can actually ask that you make a publication in the newspaper, you actually paste it on the person's wall or whatever. Now, if you check the publication in the Ghanaian Times, that was on the 7th of November. I'm going to read something to you and why I'm telling you that it's not a PR gimmick. Now, the courts had ordered that order for substituted service. And you know what a substituted service is? We are trying to reach you, we are not finding you, we try to come to you, you are not available, you are not ready, you are not even appearing in court. So we are trying to reach you, we are not getting you. Now this is what the court ordered. That one, let me take it from the top. Upon reading the affidavit of Alhaji Abu blah 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 blah, it is hereby ordered that the defendant is served with the entry of judgment filed on the 28th of July 2023 by substituted service in the following. I, by posting copies of the said entry of judgment on the notice board of the High Court, Commercial Division, Law Court, Accra Complex. I, by a publication of the said entry of judgment in the Ghanaian Times newspaper. I, by posting copies of the said entry of judgment on the defendant resident at Trasako near East Legon, Accra. So these are all orders by the court. These are ways to serve him. And the courts do this because they know that Anya newspaper, they are very effective. Anya will be one catch or say, but once you are serving on newspaper. So the judgment was in July. But if you try to read the person, you're not getting the person, or the person is not being available. And yeah, but newspaper
like, let me also ask, was there a representation from the camp of Shatta on the case in court?
That's why there's a substituted service. If they were in court, they would have been served right there. It tells you that there was nobody for him in court.
No show.
Yes.
Okay. So now I am just saying, that's why I said that if it's not,
that's why I tried to prove that it is not.
It may be. It may be, because why this time?
No. From what the court has said, it actually tells you the time they asked you to do the thing.
Then it means that whoever was sent wasn't doing the proper chasing of the very act.
How?
No,
it could be the act is not in Ghana. No. We know Shatale has not been in Ghana. He's been what?
From July.
No, that one I can't tell.
NY.
Mr. Bonez, there are situations where
Shatta has been around.
Remember the electoral commissioner? The electoral commissioner was supposed to be served.
Yeah.
They went there several times and they were not allowed to see. Because you can't just serve anybody, but the electoral commissioner.
No. Because that thing was specified to the electoral the head of the electoral commission. Not the electoral commission. I mean, if it was to be the electoral commission, then anybody could represent.
The same way, when you are supposed to serve a business, you can't just go and give it to the security man. It has to be certain class of individuals in there. So if you are supposed to serve an artist and you go and you're not being allowed access, you can't see the person, what do?
Oh, that should
there are
have been
alternatives.
there. That should have been stated that they were denied access. And when a bailiff or a bailiff is sent to you and you deny the person access,
he can go back to court. And that's when they can have an order for substituted service.
So me, I'm saying that
it's a PR gimmick.
If it's not a PR gimmick, then why this time? If it's not a PR gimmick, then why this time? Because now Wildaland is coming back, so we need to find ways to actually get the conversation out there about it. And fine, it's well delivered because we understand where it is coming from. There is a full, which is not a circle, but they always make it a full circle.
I know what you are talking about.
Right? Of which, at a point, there was a PR gimmick that students of Achimota was then.
But how is that related to?
I'm coming. No, please, NY, allow me, please. I know where you're coming from. Yes, a student of law. Yes, this is not law we are talking about here. It is about what has been dealt with in the court, in the public domain now. So it is. No, listen to me. I am saying that this is not in the court. It is outside the court now, so we can talk about it.
Okay.
If it's in the court, I wouldn't have spent time. But this is outside the court. It's where you be about Bontini and yet the court to know. So I'm saying that the timing for this thing and the announcement of the event preempts to me that probably it is a PR gimmick that they wanted to ploy in this one. And now I'm saying that. Two, there has been this thing consistently. Now, why King Promise didn't perform at that event? Why some of the artists who were built for that event were mistreated must be also looked at. And I am saying this because this event, there are a whole lot of other people who have issues pertaining to the same event.
Are we looking at contracts with this event?
No. It's the contract we are looking at, but the contract deals with people, and the people how probably you enter into contracts with them also matters. I am saying this because, first of all, when you enter into contract with me, and there is a part that needs interpretation, that all of us, there was a miscommunication about it. It is only right for us to find grounds to deal with such a situation. First of all, I believe that there are performance or booking fees that we do pay to artists. Then we enter into contract with them. And aside the booking fee to an artist, there is also a part that is the rider for an artist. Most of the times, most event organizers, I'm not limiting it to Wildaland. I am opening this conversation up because, first of all, there are events or promoters who have booked artists. They have paid for their performance fee and neglect the rider for the artist.
Okay.
Now, obia bukiu only naka performance obeji sales ebia 10,000, 20,000 that has been signed to. Then there is a rider for the artist. Now somebody will ask, rider no so ye then. Now, the rider is a document that outlines the specific technical and logistic requirements for an artist's performance. And this can include everything from the type of stage and the lighting on the type of dressing room and even the catering. Everything about the requirement. There are some artists that require that you even have a doctor at the venue for them. So a doctor or only 2 doctors is a requirement. Now most people would actually take care of their performance fee and forget about the rider. How the artist will get there, whatever that entails, they don't even care about it. It gets to a point where you even call them. So please, what of the car and the thing that we spoke about? And they go like, just find your way to this place and later we'll sort it out, because Onuhuni say at that point or at that stage, he's under pressure. And most often than not, artists are taken for a ride. I am saying this based on information that I know. Why would somebody who has been paid an X amount wouldn't have shown up? It means that there are certain things that we also need to take a second look at. Not only with respect to the Wildaland event that I'm talking about, I'm just saying that most of the event organizers or promoters who enter into contracts with artists for performance sometimes neglect the welfare of these artists and leave them to their fate, and some artists cannot be taken for a ride.
Okay.
I remember very well that this same event, there was an artist who was billed. The artist was supposed to move from one part of Ghana to Accra for the event. Bookings that was left in the hand of somebody to handle it, that person never did that booking for the flight. Wanye booking no for flight no wanye. And upon night, the person called. They gave him a story. You need find your way to this place. So the person had to charter a car, move from where he was, drive all the way for like 6, 7 hours, 8 hours to Accra. And when he got to Accra, the arrangement that was supposed to have been done for them to move from Accra to the Shah Hills didn't come to play. Now they had to also go in for another car at their own expense, because you have been paid a performance fee of which that money has been deposited in your account already. So I mean, I am just saying that yes, if you pay performance fee to an artist and it includes everything, let it be explicit in your contract that whatever that we are paying to you is everything.
Okay.
Your rider and everything is included.
Okay.
So that the artist will be certain about, okay, how much am I charging and what am I taking and what are the responsibilities that comes with it. But for you to pay a performance fee, an agreed amount of which I know is binding on all of us, and neglect that greater part of the other things that you're supposed to do as an event promoter or an event organizer, that's one cannot be taken for a ride. And at the end they will come and tell you that yes, we pay X amount, but the other thing that we're supposed to have been taking a look at were not considered. So I'm just saying that fine, it's good. These are test cases that we need to strengthen, I mean, the industry and all that. But in all these things, event promoters and organizers shouldn't take artists for a ride after making payment for their booking and neglect the rider, which also plays a pivotal role and is of greater importance to the artist as well.
Okay. Mr.